Hello everyone, welcome back to Perfect Date. So, here we are today, being joined by the lovely Betty here, as she's the only option left, as we go into Chapter 6, the final chapter of this here game. Let's see what happens, shall we? It might be the end. Oh, excitement. Anyway, I step off the boat and onto Cat Island. I'm full of anticipation about what my first day will bring. 8 hours, one journal, and a wild cat chase later. So apparently this first day brings physical assault and the biggest trauma of my life. Here come the kitties. Oh, is it awake? Human, we need to talk to you. Save it. I know how this goes, fluffy bum. Blah blah, catification, blah blah, evasive answers, blah blah, antidote, and basically you need my help. Did I miss anything? No, not really. Wow, you really did read that journal from front to back, didn't you? Front to back. Yes, are you going to help us or not? Why, yes, I think we shall help the kitties. It's been 6 times I've been asked the question, why would you change your answer now, eh? Fine, I'll help, whatever. See you after my day job. Okay, let's go. Come on, Betty, what are you going to do with us? So, I return to the camp, feeling a bit less grumpy. I'm just about to enter the lab to begin my legitimate work when the catalogue beeps. A message without any contact information. Don't give the game away! I read it this time. I've got prepared. Speed read. Who the hell? Somebody needs to take that phone away from Mason Marigold. Probably not a bad shout, to be fair. He is very cryptic. The rest of the day is uneventful, just working in the lab with the professor. I cannot wait to start unpicking this mystery. I suppose the cats are my starting point. They must know more than they're letting on. I intend to get to the heart of each of them to see what secrets they may hold. Okay, here we are, people. The final set of quests. We're going to have to start, as we normally start, with romance. And I did think this would be the case. Look, the gorgeous Ravenpaw has unlocked. I am so intrigued to see, firstly, what happens with her. Secondly, how she got free. Everything. So much goodness. Ravenpaw's health has made some heartening improvements lately. So much that the professor and I decided she didn't need to be in isolation anymore and could be moved to the lab for further treatment. Or lack of treatment, I suppose, because the reason she's recovered is because I stopped treating her, am I right? As I prepare the salve in my pestle and mortar, I'm distracted by a tiny, plaintive sound. I turn around and Ravenpaw is curled up in her cage, motionless. As I resume my work, there is the sound again. I realise she's humming. Aww! Is that you? I thought you were asleep. Look at the cutie pie. Oh, sorry, I didn't realise I was humming out loud. What is that tune? Oh, it's just this song my mum used to sing for me. I hum it sometimes to get to sleep. It sounds lovely. Maybe if you taught it to me, I could sing it to you when you're feeling poorly. Ravenpaw frowns at me and buries her face under her paw. Can't sing. I disagree. I bet you have a lovely voice. I mean, considering when I used to sing, my parents would compare me to a cat squawking. I'm not sure many cats are really built for singing, but you know, let's find out. No. I put my tools down and go over to her. Well, maybe you'd like to listen to some songs instead. I believe this has a music library. I take the catalogue from my lab coat pocket. Let me see. How do I work this thing? I haven't used this function before. I fumble with the options until a song called Summertime begins to play. How about this? What is that? I note the music in the background has changed. Very nice. It's a little odd, but quite cheery. It's by Soft Summer. Do you like it? It's catchy, right? It's making me want to claw my eyeballs out of my skull. What a very visceral reaction, Ravenpaw. Let's turn this off then, shall we? I frantically fiddle about with the catalogue until the music stops. I think my ears might actually be bleeding. I hope not. That would be a lot of steps backwards in your treatment, wouldn't it, mate? Oh my gosh, I'll go get my otoscope and some cotton buds. Oh, Betty, don't take us so literally. Not literally, you donkey. Oh, right, of course, you were making fun of me. And you deserved it, Betty. I've never seen Ravenpaw be so open. It's great that she's inching out of her shell, but I'm not sure how best to react. Well, I think I can download more music onto this thing. What would you like to listen to? It's okay, you don't need to waste your data on me. It's not a waste if it would make you happy, Ray. Go on, you must have a favourite band. Ravenpaw goes quiet, lost in thought, until finally she mumbles her response. The Mad Catters, high tea. I don't want to seem uncool by admitting that I've never heard of the Mad Catters, let alone any of their songs, so I give her a knowing nod and start searching the music app. This is amazing. Ravenpaw is secretly heavy metal, kitty. Listen to that! Oh my gosh, I love it. We are being agreeable, we are getting the tunes. Oh wow, this is loud. Yeah, great, isn't it? I full-heartedly agree, Ravenpaw, this is magnificent. Oh yes, very loud. You said that already. I know, I'm just really struck by the loudness. Well, Betty, if that's what strikes you, there's a volume control. Duh. I'm on Ravenpaw's side. You like this band, then? Absolutely! They're in my top 5 favourite bands. And now I've noted that Betty said that, we are definitely going to fail at this, aren't we? Because we are obviously going to be very insincere, because we clearly don't know anything about this band. Oh, me. Betty, you are a plonker. I blame you, clearly. Whoa, cool! What's your favourite Mad Catters song? Let's put it on next. Oh, I can't remember the name of it. It's the one that goes... In panic, I do my best impression of the guttural scream that's playing over and over. Ravenpaw's face lights up. Good choice! That's one of my favourites too. What other yowl bands do you like? Oh, that's such a difficult question. There are so many good ones, I simply couldn't choose. Have you heard Clawstick? Oh, yeah, I think so. I'm becoming more and more uncomfortable. Why didn't I just tell the truth? I wanted Raven to like me, but I can't keep this up. If I tell her now, it will break the little bit of trust she's put in me today. Also, she's going to think I'm a total loser. Well, Betty, there's a reason for that. Their song, Dogfight, is freak. I have to style this out and end it as quickly as possible. Oh goodness, where does the time go? I need to get to the lab. Aren't we in the lab? This is the lab. Oh, yes, we are. Ravenpaw's onto it. Yes, the lad. I meant to say lad. I have to go check on Zane about something. You call him a lad? Lie upon lie. I need to leave. It's a joke, really. I'm now officially speaking gibberish. You're weird. You have no idea. I throw a nervous laugh over my shoulder and make a note to myself. Do not lie to Ravenpaw. Just as I'm about to exit, I hear the small cat speak. Wait. Huh? You said you would sing to me. I feel myself go cold and self-consciousness engulfs me, but I try my hardest not to show it. Well, yes, if you'd like. If you really want to, I suppose I wouldn't mind. I clear my throat and begin to feel myself blush. So, what shall I sing? Any favourites? I don't know, what did your mum used to sing to you? Oh crikey, she used to sing lots of things, but I don't know if I can remember any of them. Let me think. Oh, I know. Bounce little baby on my knee, soft and pink and chubby. When you awake you'll have your tea, and a bath so you're not grubby. Oh my gosh, there's more. Dream little baby on my lap, hap 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 happy. Here is a kiss for your sweet nose, and now I'll change your nappy. I have no idea if that's even vaguely how it goes, but that's a thing. As I sing, I notice Ravenpaw visibly relax. She's stretched out a bit, and I realise it's the first time I've seen her uncurl herself. Although there's plenty of room in her crate, she's always a tight little ball of fur in the corner. When I finish singing, she opens one eye. That was traumatic. You should probably get back to your work now. Yes, Ravenpaw, I agree. That was traumatic. You're welcome. Rude! Ravenpaw makes a small squeaky sound I've not heard her make before. Are you okay? She's probably laughing. Yes. She's laughing! Oh, I'm so good at this today. And so are you. Aww. This cat is such a sweetheart. I genuinely think she's fabulous. I do so hope I haven't completely mucked things up with her. She's adorable. Oh, go on. Let's see what phase 2 of the Ravenpaw mission entails, shall we? In the lowest drawer, right at the back. No, I can't find it, Ray. You're sure it wasn't in the cupboard? No, it's there. Keep reaching. It might have slipped down the back. You're joking, right? My hand can't squeeze. Oh, hang on. I feel something nestled just under the bottom of the drawer. I think I've got it. If I could just... I try inching it out, up the space behind the drawer, but it keeps slipping. Just take the drawer right out. It won't come out. Something is jamming it. Well, give it a yank. Ravenpaw's got some great ideas, this one. Ray, it doesn't work like that. I don't want to break the cabinet. Wait, if I try... I feel around the side walls of the cabinet for any blockages, and my hand finds a cold protrusion. Strange. Ah, I think I've found the perpetrator. I wiggle the offending item loose and pull my hand out to inspect what's in it. To my surprise, it's a bottle of nail polish in a muted, dusty pink colour. I decide not to ponder why exactly there is a bottle of nail polish stashed away in the lab, and focus instead on the task at hand. The drawer slides out with ease now, and I'm able to retrieve the book. Thoughts in Verse by L. Rutherford? Who is L. Rutherford? Ravenpaw casts her eyes down at her forepaws. One of the research assistants before you found this book somewhere along the beach. She used to read me some of the poems. We never worked out who the author was, but we think they probably came from the shipwreck. This is the first time that I've considered that other humans on the island may have had their own relationships with my cats. I don't like to think about it, but I'm not sure why. I flick through the little brown book. The writing is very faint, but still clear enough to read. About half of the pages are filled with neat words written in ink, and then suddenly it's blank. He didn't finish it, I suppose? I like the one on page 3. It's really dark. Ravenpaw seems more lively than usual today. I hope that means she's getting better, or at least getting used to me. When darkness advances and silence makes its retreat, the sounds begin where beach and forest meet. Yowling and hissing and awful cries, then like stars in the blackness, the thousands of eyes. The sea's fierce temper seems kinder than here, this hell full of danger and hardship and fear. There's a long pause. I wonder what it means. Are you backward? Well, I know it's describing the island, but I wonder what happened to the author. It sounds rather distressing. Rather distressing? Ugh, you humans can be so exhaustingly repressed sometimes. Just think about it. Imagine this place, this island, before the clumsy humans cut a swath through it and claimed it for science, before your cosy tents and generators and protective gear. All that time ago, mysterious and overgrown, terrifying branches twisting up in the blackness like monstrous golems. The yowling of unidentified animals endlessly boring into your brain throughout the night, making sleep impossible. No friendly little book to bathe in. Nothing to soothe the gnawing pain of starvation. The filthy baking heat of the day, the relentless cold of the long night, the slow, dawning realization that there's no escape. This is where the journey ends. This is the final destination. Hell on Earth. It's obvious that Ravenpaw has thought about this poem a lot. I feel bad for being so insensitive and human. Must have been horrific. Yes. My gosh. Oh my, Raven. You're into some dark stuff, and I think it would be a little insensitive to lighten the mood and make this all happy-jokey, wouldn't it? Isn't it more appropriate to be vulnerable and, accept the way things are? I'm pretty sure that I've ruined this romance anyway, so let's see. You really put yourself in their shoes, as though you were there. I admire that. How else are you going to understand? I'm a scientist. I'm trained to stand back and observe, be impartial. That doesn't prevent you from having empathy, Betty. But if you keep a distance, you'll miss the detail. Oh, I don't. It's about proximity as much as location. Sometimes I have to get up very close, even microscopically close, but I'm still on the outside looking in. I see the finest of details, but I don't think that's what you're talking about, is it, Ray? You mean getting inside, to the heart of it all. Yes, I suppose so. It's the hue or innuendo, the essence of something that defines what it is. That's not always obvious from the outside. Well, it's very obvious in this poem. I wonder why I wanted to shy away from it. I'm not brave like you. Are you kidding? Or fishing for compliments, maybe? I feel my face get hot. I wasn't. You kinda were, Bets. You kinda were. I'm playing. You have plenty of courage. You came here to this island. Not everyone would. You've held up well under very difficult circumstances. Then there's the whole "Rah! Cat monster, rah!" thing. Okay, that is the best description anyone has come up with in this whole series for catification, and Ravenpaw, you're a legend. I love it. I'm taken aback by her sudden impression, and it makes me laugh. How's that going, by the way? I shrug my shoulders. Sometimes, if I make a little progress on the antidote, I really feel fine with it. But if something I'm trying fails or progress slows down, I have a sleepless night making myself sick with worry. Then there are times when I forget about it altogether. How can I complain when I see what you guys have had to deal with? We're silent for a while. It's not uncomfortable. Eventually, it's Ray who breaks it. Oh, go on then. What? I know you're just dying to read a funny one. Not really. But there is this little limerick that I thought was hilarious. She rolls her big eyes and smiles. Okay, here goes. There was a young deck swab named Davy, whose hair was exceptionally wavy. I asked him, tell pray, what's got in that way? He answered, 'tis drinking me gravy. She cannot help but laugh at the awfulness of it, and we both keep laughing, till we have tears in our eyes. I suppose I ought to be making tracks. Okay, but would you just read me the lullaby one as I fall asleep, please? Yes, I like that one too. I lay out here and watch the stars, and all the world comes clear to me. The patterns soothe my battle scars. They show where I'm meant to be. And while the sea is kind to me, and rocks me in my slumber, and all the stars, the nears and fars, o'erwhelm me with their number, I think of you, the brightest star, lost so young, gone so far. And when my final day is done, I'll follow to the place you've gone. Then back together, you and I will brighten up another sky. That was beautiful. I looked down at the softly snoring cat. She looked so peaceful. Aww, that was really beautiful. I really liked that. What should we do next? I kind of want to jump straight back into seeing Ravenpaw, but I suppose we should look at some of these other things we're meant to be doing. Right, what recon have we got? We have got recon number 3. Mr. Marigold knows something that I don't. I need to follow him and find out exactly what it might be. I have a feeling I won't like it, though. To be honest, most things I find out related to this island I don't like. Today is my day off, and I'm trying to stay out of sight. The professor doesn't like me being around camp on my downtime. I don't know why, but he's always pushing me off to explore. It's 'cause he's insane! I feel he wants time without me being around, to get on with things he'd rather I didn't see. Maybe I'm being paranoid, but he definitely seems shifty to me. He is shifty! So today, I have a plan. It means I have to hang around until Mr. Marigold does his mid-morning errands, and I'm trying not to be seen. I don't have too long to wait. He's like clockwork. Every day at this time, he leaves the camp carrying a large bag and doesn't return until an hour later. How precise. I've offered to help him a couple of times, but I'm always met with stonewalling. This is the day when I find out what he's up to. He's probably just hauling potatoes or something, isn't he? He's a good guy, I thought. I let him get a bit of a head start, then I begin to follow. I try to use my new catification properties to my best advantage. Stealth, nimbleness, agility. I'm so much fitter than when I arrived on this island. My eyesight and hearing are fantastic. He's headed into the forest, as I suspected he would. That makes it so much easier for me to go unnoticed. We travel for around 10 minutes at a good pace, into the densest part of the wooded area. Finally, he's stopped up ahead, and I can see a type of shack covered in creepers and ivy that make great camouflage. You really wouldn't notice this place from any kind of distance. Outside the hut, he bends down. I think he's picking something up, then he disappears inside. Interesting. I bide my time, finding a good, out-of-the-way hiding place. After a short while, he re-emerges, bends down again, then straightens up before setting off the way he came. When I'm satisfied that he's not going to return, I gingerly make my way up to the shack. Up close, I can see it's a sturdier structure than I thought, and the door is locked. I bend down as he did and start looking for a key. It's pretty obvious, there's a large flat stone in front of me. I lift it a little and slide my finger under the edge. I feel it instantly. Well, that's the place everyone always goes for, isn't it? Either under a plant pot, under a rock, or under the rug. I put the key in the lock and take a deep breath. Unsure of what I'll find in here, I open the door. It's dark. There are no windows, just a small skylight letting in enough light to see that there are lamps, obviously powered by solar panels on the roof. I turn one on. It takes me a moment to understand what I'm looking at. It's dirty and dingy. There are shelves upon two of the walls that have cages, and the cages are housing cats. There's an eerie silence. None of the cats are making a sound. I go up to one of the cages to check if they're even alive. Oh God, don't let this be another depository for dead cats. I can't take another one in a series. Hello, kitty. There is a small cat that I would judge to be between 10 and 14 weeks old. Its eyes are open, but vacant, as though it doesn't see me. I go to the next cage, another youngster, and another. My stomach lurches as I realise that these are the kittens from camp that had been released. The other cats did warn you, isn't this why we put a tracker in one of them? No. What are they doing to you? Why are you in here? I turn to the other wall and am struck dumb by what I see. More small cats, but in different stages of distress. One has an eye bandage, and the other eye is weeping with pus. Another has most of the fur on its back shaved, where there is an open sore. Another has a bandaged leg, too short, as though its paw has been amputated. Oh my gosh, can't we set them all free? This is awful. I begin sweating. Breathing is difficult. I need to get out. I stumble towards the door and fall to my knees outside. I gulp in the cool air and try to focus my thoughts. This is the strongest proof so far that there are secret tests being carried out on the cats. Tests that Professor Purrfect doesn't want me to know about. Are they all in on it? The marigolds are, obviously. But what about Zane? Do I dare mention it to anyone? I need more info first. When I've gathered myself sufficiently, I re-enter this hell house and try to find some paperwork. Anything that might explain what's going on here. I look through the drawers of the filing cabinet in the corner and pull out some of the folders. I switch on another lamp, sit on the floor and begin reading. They're experiments, obviously, but for what? The data suggests that a large number of chemical substances have been tested on the subjects. Instead of the usual catalogue of blood and tissue samples tested to evaluate the cats, the data is all related to the chemical compounds. They're what's being tested. Some of the records go way back. Years of data. As I put the papers back, I see the waste products bin. I remove the lid and it's almost entirely full of empty ketamine bottles. So that's why there's no sound. These animals are drugged out of all lucidity. I don't know if you can hear me or even understand me, but I'm making a promise to you all that I will get to the bottom of this, and I will help you. Whatever it takes, you will be well and free again. Hold tight, kittens. I will be back. I bloody hope so. What a horrible situation. I feel terrible leaving them there, but I know it would be foolish to arouse suspicion until I know what I'm dealing with. I make my way back to camp with a heavy heart, but fierce determination. Cool, I think that was probably the worst recon I've ever done, and that's saying something since last week we found an underground morgue full of samples. Right, time for a nap, eh? Sweet dreams, one and all. You had a lovely nap and wake up feeling revitalized. Your energy has been restored. Magic! Okay, well, onwards and hopefully upwards we shall go. We've got another romance to do, I think. Something to try and cheer this horrible episode up. Although nothing can be sad with this cutie around, can it? Trust me, I won't let anything harm you. I've come prepared. Ravenpaw eyes the basket suspiciously, and I realise it looks to her like a cage. Okay, let's rethink this. How about I carry you in my arms? Like a baby? Yeah. No, like a princess. A princess? Really? Ravenpaw shoots me a withering look. Well, you know what I mean, right? I can hold this pillow like so, and you can relax on top of it, and survey your kingdom. You really are bad at reading people, aren't you? I'm not one of these gullible domesticats like Fruity Cootie or whatever her name is. If I leave this lab, I want to do it with some dignity, human? Yes, of course. I'm sorry. Maybe it was a bad idea to try this today. Let's do it tomorrow. What are we trying? Oh, come on, Ray. You were so excited about this earlier. Don't give up now. Well, that was then and this is now. I'm too tired anyway. You're always tired. That's part of the problem. We have to start somewhere, right? Or else you'll never get strong again. Yeah, but what if we see other cats? What if we do? Look, I'll be with you. No matter who we see, you won't have to deal with anyone on your own. Anyone who... Who do you think we'll see? No one. But you said no matter who we see, so you think we'll see someone? No, Ravenpaw, stop this. You have to go out sometime. Why not now? I don't know, I just... Ravenpaw looks so sad and tiny that I decide not to push her anymore. Okay, don't worry. We'll try again tomorrow, okay? No, let's do it. Oh wow, really? The cat that just seconds ago looked so helpless suddenly looks fiercely determined. Yes, but if you hurt me, human, I will kill myself just so I can come back and haunt you for the rest of your short, miserable life. Wow, Ravenpaw, that was dark. I suppress a laugh. I understand. I'm just going to lift you now, okay? She's so light! I'm shocked, but I don't show it. I can feel the tremble of her frail body through the makeshift cushion. We've decided a folded blanket would be best, so we can use it for other things when we find our spot. Ooh, we're going on a field trip. Suddenly, Ravenpaw takes a sharp breath. I freeze. What's wrong? It's the air. We're right by the water, aren't we? I can smell the change. She laughs. I'm struck by how much this cat has come on since I stopped her treatment. Only a week ago, she had no sense of smell. It's good, right? Yes, human, it's good. She inhales deeply. It's very good. Would you like to sit down here for a while? We're still close to the compound. No, go on a little further. I want to see it. Take me to the sea. Ah, how beautiful. We walk for a short while longer until I find a small collection of rocks that look like a good resting spot. This looks like somewhere Trixie would like. Yeah, she's always drawn to the rocks. Minerals. I miss her. You were friends? Yes, when we were little. See, we knew this because Trixie's got a mineral shaped just for you, Ravenpaw. Do you want some water? A little snack? Oh, Betty, why are you changing the topic? I take the picnic out of my backpack, and as I arrange it on the blanket, I decide to gently press her. So, how come you were locked up and Trixie wasn't? Wow. Gently? Are you sure that's gentle? I was never really free. I was part of the breeding program. My mother was bred with one of the elder cats, and as you see, us kittens are tagged and set free at 12 weeks. Except, we're not. Not all of us, anyway. But I've helped to release the kittens myself. Yeah, sure. Huh? What, you actually let them out of the cages yourself? Well, no, but I've prepared them for release and... Betty, stop being silly. You know they don't get released. We just found them in that hellish, horrible camp in the forest. Then they're gone? Yes. I've never had a reason to question it. Lies. I'm getting that sick feeling in my stomach again. So where are they? Not everything is as above board as you'd like to think. Yeah, I'm starting to see that. Or above ground, either. Oh yeah, because we've also been to that horrible below-ground morgue. What do you mean, Ray? If there's something I should know. I think that's enough for one day. I'm starting to feel woozy. I'd like you to take me back now, if you don't mind. Okay. Choices. I don't know. What do we pick? If we let her rest, we'll probably never hear anything more about this. If we coax her to open up, we might get to know her a little better, but we also might really piss her off. But then, maybe she's just trying to avoid the subject by asking to rest and pressing us what we really should do? I don't know. I want to know more. We're coaxing her. This may have been a bad idea. No, come on. Talk to me, Ray. What happens to the kittens? What happened to you? Ravenpaw closes her eyes tight, as if she's hoping that when she opens them, she'll be somewhere else. You've been doing so well, really opening up. Don't go backwards. Go backwards? You really don't understand, do you? I'm not just some mardy little girl. I am the way I am because of you. Your people, you scientists with your observations and poking and prodding and unbiased opinions. Uh-oh. Of course I'll never fully open up to you, human. You wouldn't know what to do with me if I did. If you can't stick a label on it, it doesn't exist. That's what you did with my mum, isn't it? That's how you were able to sleep peacefully after you murdered her. Oh my god. I am so sorry, Ravenpaw. I didn't mean to do this. I feel very confused and very guilty, even though I know I'm nothing to do with the things she's describing. I know you don't believe I'm like that, Ray. You're angry and hurt, and I don't blame you one bit for hating us, all of us. But if you didn't think I was different, you would not be sitting out here with me in the first place. She's looking away, so I can't read her eyes. I will never be able to fully understand what it's like to be you, to have your experiences. I'm trying, though. I'm doing everything I can to change things. Not the past, you have to find your own way to live with that, but the future. How you live from here on. I want to make a difference. Won't you at least give me a chance? Here's the deal. She's turned her head and is fixing me with her huge eyes. If and when you come up with a viable plan, I will do everything within my power to help you nail it. Deal. I raise my hand in a moment of excitement and realise too late that Ravenpaw would never high-five me. She looks at my hovering palm. She looks me in the eye. What are you even doing? I clumsily style it out. Yeah, I'm gonna bet that that doesn't work. Taking you back now, just taking you back. Oh, Ravenpaw, I'm so sorry. She's so sweet, and I didn't mean to cause her all this drama. Poor darling. Right, what are we going to do next? Let's take a look at that recon mission we unlocked, shall we? That seems like a viable plan. I'm off exploring the island today with Kibbles and a certain charming Irishman. Irish cat? Ah, McMurphy, it's been a while since we've had a chat with you, hasn't it? It's a beautiful day. The sun isn't too hot, which is lucky, as I'm going walking with Kibbles and McMurphy. They've been excited to show me something for the past week, but this is the first proper break I've had. We're heading further into the forest than I've ever been before. Ah, look at them. So where are we exactly going, chaps? No idea, Kara. I'm following Kibbles. That's a little bit worrying. Huh, I was just following Betty. That's even more worrying. But you're both in front of me. How could I have been leading? Don't trouble yourself, Kara. We're not in any rush today. Just as I'm about to reply, something catches my eye. I instinctively move towards it. From this distance, it looks like black swaths have been cut into the ground. Guys, what's this? Kibbles and McMurphy, who've already wandered some way off, rejoin me, and the three of us stand looking at what appears to be some kind of runway. Skid marks? Ah, of course. I thought it was a runway, but you're right. Well, come on, mis amigos. Where's your sense of adventure? McMurphy has already disappeared into the thick overgrowth that's shrouding whatever it is the marks lead to. Oh. Kibbles and I follow the sound of McMurphy's voice and find ourselves in a small clearing. My goodness! Oh god, do I even want to know what I found? Wow, is it a fighter? Oh my gosh, it's a plane! We're looking at the wreckage of a crashed two-man biplane. Most of it is covered with vines and other forest growth, but the front half at least seems to be mostly intact. This looks like it's been here some considerable time. Strange how we've never come across it before, eh, Kibbs? Nothing about this island surprises me anymore. Whoa, maybe we'll see some dead guys. Murph, help me out. Oh, Kibbles, you weirdo. Isn't that meant to be our dear Floofy-Butt's passion, in his weird let's slice open a pigeon mode? McMurphy is silent. He has something in his jaws that appears to be caught in the broken propeller, and is pulling on it. It looks like some kind of rag. McMurphy? What is that? McMurphy has freed the cloth, and is now sitting with it hanging from his mouth. He's silent and still, as though lost in thought. What's up, Murph? What's with the manky scarf? And I can see it now. It is a scarf. Old and filthy, but it looks like it was once the type of white scarf a pilot would have worn. You okay, McMurphy? Is this how McMurphy got to the island? Are we about to find out, like, a deep backstory about how he was, like, a child in a plane and it was his dad that was the pilot who wore the scarf and... What's that, Kara? He's barely present. The scarf, is it important? I'm not sure. Stop being weird, Murph. Whispers. Oh, I'm not sure I was meant to say that. Kibbs, shush. It feels like something I should know. Or remember. Remember? Have you seen it before? Maybe, a long time ago. Before here. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Yes, you do, Betty. He's about to reveal his deep, dark backstory to you. Before I came here, Kara, you don't think I was born on this island, do you? Well, you might as well have been, considering how little you remember from before. It's all going, Grandad. Fading away to oblivion. Kibble's banter seems to have brought McMurphy back from wherever he was dreaming about. I'm relieved to see the twinkle return to his eye. Okay then, Mr. Smarty Pants, how did you get here? We learnt about this in Kibbles' comic. It's not a very interesting story, I don't want to bore anyone. Yeah, that's what I thought. Right, Kara, let's go. McMurphy and Kibbles head back the way we came. I stand, stunned for a second, watching them go. Guys? But they've lost interest, they've already moved on. I look back at the wreckage and realise there's nothing I can do here on my own. I'll have to come back at some point with Floofy-Butt. It's exactly the sort of thing he'd love to help me investigate. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Right, well, what are we going to do next? We have got one heart left. Should we do our first bit of research? Probably should, shouldn't we? Right, 14 and 15 are both unlocked. Lunch meeting. It's my day off. Time to get out there and enjoy the sunshine. I'm not really sure how this is research, but I do love a good sandwich. I'm quite excited about today. I was very surprised when Professor Pawpaw told me a few days ago that he was giving me Thursday off. What nefarious things is he trying to do without you around? Although I'm supposed to have Sundays as a rest day, there's never really time off as someone always needs to have something done, but the Professor was quite categorical about it. I do not want to see you anywhere near this research facility. Mrs. Marigold will prepare you enough food for the day. Go visit some of the places we've been to during our fieldwork or something. He's just trying to hide something from you. There's never enough time to fully explore. A tired researcher is a sloppy researcher. Recharge your batteries. I must admit I had a pang of suspicion, but was eager to have the whole day to myself, so I didn't hesitate. So here I am, heading out to the far eastern side of the island to have a closer look at the blue-coloured moss that grows on the moist cliffs overhanging the sea. It is the part of the island least populated by cats. I wonder why. Probably because blue-coloured moss is a bit weird, and probably quite slidey and, I don't know, just not as nice as the beach, is it? I've decided to take my breakfast with me and sit down on some small rocks just outside of our residential area to enjoy the quiet. That smells good. Oh, hello, Bee. Haven't seen you for a little while. Goodness, Bee, you startled me. I thought I was alone. You're very much alone, I would say. I feel vaguely irritated. Why does she always talk in riddles? I'm not in the mood for this today. If you want to share some of my food, you're welcome to, but let's not talk, eh? Thank you. I'm taken aback. No enigmatic answer or smarty pants remark. Bee simply accepts the piece of bacon I've torn up and put on the rock beside me. I haven't had this stuff for such a long time. Bacon? Oh yes, I'd forgotten its name. Did the previous researchers share their breakfast with you? No, it was mine, I think. I'm finding it harder and harder to remember, to order my thoughts. The small brown cat is becoming upset, and I reach out to stroke her instinctively, but she shrinks back from my hand. I wouldn't hurt you, Bee. I was just trying to comfort you. But you will hurt me. You won't mean to, but you will. I don't understand. It's like a dream. If I try to grasp it, it vanishes. I'm losing my memories, and I want so much to pass them on before they're lost forever. It's okay. I've managed to coax her close enough to run my fingers along her cheek, and she responds, moving in closer. It doesn't have to make sense, you know. You can just talk, let it all pour out, and see what we discover. Where are you going? Why aren't you at work? You should be finding out. Finding it! She has sat up abruptly and pulled back. I'm thrown. Finding out what? Come on, Betty. You should be working on the antidote. That's what she's getting at. I can't. It's a thing at work. Oh, there's no work today. The professor gave me the day off, so I'm headed to the Blue Moss Cliffs. Don't. What? Don't go there. The Blue Moss, it's something. It's what happens when we dispose of stuff from the secret lab. Are you okay, Bee? He's tricking you. My name's not Bee. It's not. It's... I know, that's just what the last assistant called you. You can be called anything you like. I'm trying my best to calm her. She's very distressed and I'm afraid for her well-being. Let me help you. I have some cat soothe in my bag. What is that? I quickly open the small bottle and tip a little of the clear fluid into my palm of my hand. Surprisingly, Bee immediately starts lapping at the little pool. Within a short time, she's calm and allowing me to stroke her. Toxic. Pardon? Toxic. That's the word I was looking for. The Blue Moss area? Yes. She's purring now, as though being able to remember has comforted her. You also said we. We? We dispose of stuff from the secret lab. You got there in the end, didn't you? I have a sickening excitement in my stomach. We? You were me. You had my job before me. About 10 researchers ago, but yes, well done, Betty. Finally, we are making some progress. A long time ago. Her speech is slurry, and her eyes are drooping. Like a dream. I need to wake up from this dream. Get back to him. To me. Bee, talk to me. Who is he? I need to know. No answer, as the little cat is snoozing. Well, the mystery deepens. I believe it's now time to go for another little rest, as we are down to our last heart. You had a lovely nap and wake up feeling revitalised. Perfection! That's what we like, isn't it? Right, now, we've just had a couple of absolutely bonkers trips out, one with Bee and our weird little recon one, so should we go on a romance mission and meet up with the gorgeous Ravenpaw again? Why not? Right. It's late, well after work hours. Ravenpaw asked me to visit her when Professor Pauper finished his shift because she has something important to tell me. The lab is cold and silent. I can just make out the reflection of Ravenpaw's big eyes. I flip the light switch and the room becomes illuminated with a harsh, dazzling brightness that makes me squint. I came as soon as I could. I had no idea the professor stays up so late. How does he function on such little sleep? Good question. It beats me. I can barely function on, like, a whole bunch of sleep. I'm always tired. Ugh. Wish I had that magical skill to not require any, you know? Keep your voice down, human. We don't want to draw any attention. Maybe we should turn off the lights. Sometimes the caretakers do random patrols. Who? You mean Mr. and Mrs. Marigold? I'm sure they're dead to the world right now. You'd be surprised. Anyway, enough chin-wagging. I have something for you. A gift? Of course not, you div. Where on earth would I have gotten you a gift? The local gift shop? Ah, Ravenpaw, you're so refreshing. Oh, of course. I'm sorry. So what is it? Why? Because I think I can trust you now. I'm taken aback and feel flushed with pride. You can, Ray. I've sworn to help you, and I won't let you down. So, you want this or not? She's pushed her paw towards me, and I realise she has something under it. My stomach lurches as I worry it may be a spider or a fly. I hope she's not expecting me to eat it. Why did your brain go there? Why? What is it? Dunno, thought you might know. As she lifts her paw, I'm relieved to see that nothing is moving, and on closer inspection, I realise what it is. Oh, that's called a key. It's used to open things that are locked, like doors or safes. You really are touched. I know what a key is. I meant you might be able to figure out what it opens, but I'm losing hope by the second. Yeah, I would be too, Raven. This Betty is not up to scratch, is she? Cool. Oh, forgive me. Well, where did you get it? Best not to ask. That mischievous little face. I'm serious, Ray. This key could be important, and if I know where you got it from, it'll be easier to work out what it opens. Ravenpaw eyes me skeptically. I thought you trusted me. Fine. I got it from Mrs. Marigold. Ooh. You mean Mora, the caretaker's wife? She's a sneaky one, she is. I wouldn't trust her. She's not the caretaker's wife, you cretin. She is the caretaker as much as he is. You go, Raven. Equality for caretakers. Yes, of course. But the key, Ravenpaw. She came to clean my cage last night, too lazy to take me out of it first, of course, and Mr. Marigold came in and gave her the key. She put it here. Ravenpaw indicates the corner of her cage. Because her hands were full. Then they had a huge argument, and while they were shouting at each other, I used my ninja skills to hide the key under my paw. That was that. She didn't notice. She was so worked up about him that she clean forgot about it. Left without even bothering to refill my water bowl. How rude! So what makes you think this key is so important? Because when he handed it to her, he said, "It's your turn. I'm fed up of being the one who always has to do his dirty work." Whose dirty work? Oh, come on, Betty. Professor Pauper's. Duh. Professor Prospero's, obviously. I like that. Prospero. Good word. Prospero? Pooper. Also good word. Oh, Pauper, of course. Look, I've really got to hurry back to my tent now, or I'll be a wreck in the morning, but thank you for this, Ravenpaw. I'll find out what this key opens. I promise. You'd better. Right, what are the odds that we're going to find something really gross at the other end of that key? I suspect they're high. We've already been to the morgue, and the place where they store all the poor tested-on cats, so what else is there? Anyway, what's up next? Should we do a research? I think we shall. Get that out of the way. Research number 15. It's time to release some of the kittens we've been holding. I'll be sad to see the little ones go. Okay, maybe I was getting ahead of myself. Maybe this is where we discover what happens to the one that we tagged. I feel like I'm buried under a mountain of samples that need to be sorted and logged. Some days are like this. My back and neck are beginning to seize up, so I decide it's time to step out and stretch my legs for a few minutes. I hear the mewling of the kittens as soon as I'm out of the tent and follow the sound. Sure enough, Professor Pauper and Mrs. Marigold are at the large kitten crate. They seem to be lifting them from their crate into a transporter cage. Ah, Betty, have you finished all that work already? You really are a marvel. Actually, I'm not even halfway through. I was just taking a quick break. What are you two doing? Time to be pushed from the nest, so to speak. Oh, already? I thought it wouldn't be till next week at least. Some are faring so well it would be cruel to keep them incarcerated. They have plenty of protection out there. It's a very safe island for the most part. Except for from you two. Some, Professor? Who's staying? Just a couple, I think. This chap for certain. He picks up the plump grey male that Trixie insisted we'd tag. He looks a picture of health to me. I don't understand. Really? But he looks so well. Quite advanced, too. Yes, how deceiving looks can be sometimes. I know, you two both look like nice people. I feel a moment of tension in the air, and could swear I saw a look pass between the Professor and Mrs. Marigold. May I ask what's wrong with him, Professor? Yes, of course, Betty. An inquiring mind is to be encouraged, but, alas, an overworked mind is no good to anyone, so I will go through it with you another time when you have less on your plate. I stand for a moment like an idiot before I realise I've been dismissed. Oh yes, I really ought to get back to my cataloguing. Well. As I reluctantly make my way back to my mountain of work, I can't help feeling uncomfortable. I will be keeping a close eye on that little furball. What was that all about? We've unlocked Research 17. Interesting, interesting. And up next, what should we go for? We have the options of recon or romance. Let's do the recon. Then we can have a nap, then we can do the romance, and it'll be like ending on a glorious, glorious Ravenpaw-filled session, won't it? I can't stop thinking about the key that Ravenpaw found. What is it used for? Maybe it's time to take a look around and find out. I think so. Right. I'm passing Professor Pauper's tent on my way to the lab, just as he comes dashing out. We collide, sending both of us sprawling. Oh my goodness, Professor, are you okay? I'm up on my feet instantly and offering him a hand. I'm not sure that I am, Betty. Now I'm worried I've injured my boss. Is that a sackable offence? Here, let me take a look. Where does it hurt? I'm kneeling down beside him, trying to feel his legs. Okay, that is a weird sentence, Betty. What on earth are you doing? I'm sorry, I thought you were... He cuts over me. I'm fine, give me some space and then you can help me search. Have you lost something? A key. A key? Where did you lose it? He gives me a withering look. If I knew the answer to that, the key wouldn't be lost now, would it, Betty? Cool, Betty. I hate to be on the side of the Professor because he's evil, but that was a pretty dumb question, wasn't it? I last had it in my tent, I think. But it's certainly not in there now. I thought perhaps I might have dropped it out here somewhere. I'm happy to help you look, Professor. It's got to be here somewhere. A thought strikes me. I wonder if this could be the key Ravenpaw gave me. Do you mind me asking what the key is for? The Professor suddenly looks at me with suspicion. There's no reason for you to know that. Oh, okay. I was simply trying to get a picture in my mind. Big, small, silver, brass. I don't think there will be a lot of keys to choose from, Betty. Any key you find ought to be brought to me immediately. Understood? Of course, sir. I'm sure you have chores to attend to. I wouldn't want to hold you up. The Professor waves me away as he continues to search the grass around the entrance to his tent. Clearly this key is important. As I make my way to the lab, I begin to get an idea. It's a bit left field, but this key is clearly securing something important. Something the Professor doesn't want me to know about, and that makes me very determined to uncover what it might be. Cutting a convincing-looking key with the equipment in the lab is easier than I thought it would be. I compare it to the one Ravenpaw passed on, and it looks almost identical to me. The thing won't actually work, but that's the point. Okay, here goes. I send the Professor a message using the catalogue. I've found a key in the lab. Could it be the one you lost? Send pic, please. Lazy bastard. Could have just walked over, couldn't he? I send the Professor a photo of the key. Be right there. But then I suppose I could have just taken it to him, couldn't I? I don't have to wait long. The Professor is with me in seconds. Well done, my dear. Where is it? I give him the freshly made key. He turns it over in his hand. I hold my breath. It's the moment of truth. Will he notice it's not identical? Yes, I'm sure this is the one, but there's only one way to make certain. Thank you again. And now do we follow him? And he's gone. Psst, quickly, don't lose him. Which glorious kitty is it? It's Kibbles! Kibbles appears from under the lab bench. On it, boss! And he follows the professor. There's nothing more for me to do but wait. I don't have to for long. Kibbles is back within 5 minutes. That was quick. How did it go? Quite funny, really. He put the key in the lock and it wouldn't turn. He got more and more red in the face and he threw the key in a drawer and stormed off. So? What was he trying to unlock? Oh, it was the big metal thing in the supplies shed. Really? But the cabinets in there aren't normally locked. In fact, the keys are left in the doors. He wasn't trying to open that thing. He wanted to open the thing inside it. A safe within a safe. How intriguing. Oh, there's something else in there. Yeah, but I couldn't see what was in it because he shooed me away when I got up close. Well, I think we ought to go check it out ourselves now, don't you, comrade? Follow me, I'm the leader. And he's slinking comically close to the floor. I suppress a laugh. Okay, leader, lead on. Oh, I'm intrigued now. Whatever has he got in there? We're just out of the lab when the professor calls to me. Betty, false alarm, I'm afraid. You need to keep those keen eyes peeled. Oh, what a shame. I thought our little mystery was solved then. Never mind, though. I'm sure it will turn up eventually. Let's hope so. I'm off to speak with Zane. If you need me, I'll be down at the jetty. Yes, sir. See you at lunch. Lunch. He strides off with purpose. The gods of Helligard are smiling down on us. Mission on! I double-check that there's no one around before ducking into the supply shed. After Kibbles points out the cupboard that the professor was opening, I post him on lookout. Duty by the door. He's in his element, pacing back and forth and doing quick gotcha manoeuvres. It doesn't take long to work out that the filing drawer at the bottom of the cabinet is what this key belongs to. I turn it in the locker and hey presto! Inside are lots of hanging files, and I have no idea what I'm even looking for, so I take one at random. There are diagrams of 2 different cats. One of them is labelled Project Felix, subject 26, and the other Island Cat, number 38. There are some research notes in addition to the diagrams. I start to read. Day 215. Subject 26 and number 38 were introduced today. Subject 26 was immediately aggressive. The 2 cats had to be separated before serious injury occurred. Both cats are usually very docile with others of their own kind. Perhaps Island Cats and Project Felix subjects are sufficiently different that they view each other as a threat. I flip ahead a few entries. Day 234. Subjects continue to attack each other on sight. Attempts to breed the 2 animals naturally do not seem to be working. Artificial insemination was attempted today. Initial signs are promising. Is this how Ravenpaw was created? Because if so, I am not happy. Day 301. According to normal cat gestation period, the subject should have given birth by now. It seems as though the addition of the Project Felix subject has extended this time. Day 350. Overnight, number 38 gave birth to a single kitten. The animal is small, black and sickly. It shows remarkable intelligence in our tests. Oh my gosh, it's Ravenpaw. It's definitely Ravenpaw. Day 354. Attempts to introduce the kitten to number 38 have ended in failure. Both the mother and father are inherently aggressive towards their offspring. The remainder of the notes detail the increasingly horrific experiments performed on subject 26, number 38 and their kitten. Eventually the adult cats die as a result of the experiments. Day 450. After the death of subject 26, the decision has been made to shut down this facility. 6 is not pleased with what she has read in our reports. The offspring will be moved to the main laboratory near the beach for observation. I am trembling as I use my catalogue to take photos of more of the documents before I lock everything away. I stumble outside where Kibbles is up on his hind legs as if standing to attention. All good, Sarge? I can't answer Kibbles. The handwriting on these notes is eerily familiar and my mind is racing. So many signs, suspicions, all coming to light. I daren't say a word out loud, but I can feel a sense of dread creeping into my heart. Kibbles starts to stare at me, concerned. I'm fine, Kibbles, I'm fine. Oh gosh. We really are getting to the bottom of this mystery now. Or at least I think we are. Right. Rest. Out with Ravenpaw. Final research. Guys, we are almost at the conclusion of this. We've had a lovely, lovely nap. But I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of scared to see how it all goes down. But also exhilarated? Is that the right word? I don't know, but I'm keen to see the end. Also, 86.1. We have done well on that. I'm quite chuffed. Right. Ravenpaw, let's go out for the day. Let's see if I've succeeded, although I suspect I failed. So what should we read today? I flick through the small little book of poetry. Ravenpaw and I have gone through most of the poems. We're dragging them out to one a day now because we're dreading finishing it all together. We've got Alone, Love Sonnet, Bonny Boat, and Hunger. Ravenpaw looks less engaged than usual. She usually perks up when I get the little poetry book out, but she's sitting hangdog in the corner of her cage, shrugging at each title. I think we should read a happy poem today, something to cheer us up. How about Bonny Boat? Ravenpaw rolls her eyes. She hates the silly poems and prefers the dark, brooding ones about stormy seas and missing home. Just leave it. What do you mean, Ray? I don't want to listen to poetry. It's a futile distraction from reality. This is a first. I'm not sure how to react. I thought she enjoyed our reading time. Ray, is there something you want to talk about? Ravenpaw lets out a heavy sigh. You wouldn't understand. I shrug. Try me. No, you won't understand because even I don't understand. I feel so deeply, yet I can't articulate it at all. It makes me want to scream, cry, laugh, sleep. I feel, ugh. Don't waste your time with me. You've got big, important human things to do. You don't want to be babysitting a cat like me. Ray, I love spending time with you. As soon as I wake up, I feel excited to see you, read poems with you, discuss things with you. You're so unique. You have an amazing insight and a delightfully wicked sense of humour. I'm not babysitting you, I'm your friend. I want you to talk to me when you're feeling down, Ray, because you deserve to be happy, especially after all you've been through here. Ravenpaw still looks frustrated, but she mumbles. I guess I know which poem I'd like you to read now. Maybe Elle will be able to say it better than I can. Read me Love Sonnet. Okay. I lack the words to say the things I feel. My tongue is slow and of the humdrum kind. And though my eyes were erstwhile keen as steel, you have eclipsed the sun and made me blind. I do not see the blight that you bewail, the fuzz of fur so soft against my skin. I will not shun the sweet curl of your tail, nor shut the door and never let you in. Our cursed fate has dealt us bitter blows, and yet methinks that mine are worse by far, for as the night gets colder, your fur grows, while I am left adrift with no lodestar. Is there one would laugh and not feel pity for this poor wretch whose love is turning kitty? Oh wow, it sounds like Elle was in love with a werecat. I wonder how that worked. Betty, you dumbass, he was in love with someone going through catification. I knew you wouldn't get it. Ravenpaw, you're right. I feel like I'm hurting her feelings without intending to or understanding how. Explain it to me, Ray. It's not rocket science. I mean, it's just, love is love. You can't choose who you fall in love with, right? If only you could, things would be much easier, but sometimes love just creeps up on us and hijacks you, and no matter how much you don't like it or try to get away from it, once it's got you, and there is no breaking free. You make it sound awful and... well, it is if you're not sure of the person you're in love with, but it can be amazing too. Obstacles that felt insurmountable before suddenly feel insignificant. Things you thought you'd never be able to do are done. Poems you used to hate become love songs that sing to your soul. Human, cat, werecat, elder, whatever. Love does not discriminate. It will not be controlled or boxed up neatly to suit our prejudices. So we have to just grow a pair and come clean and see where it takes us. So, I love you. What are you going to do about that? Oh my god. That is incredible, and I am so chuffed. We actually did it. Oh, Ravenpaw, I love you too. Oh, Ravenpaw, I thought it was just me. I didn't even hope that you would feel the same way. I know we've become close, but I resigned myself to thinking we could never be more than friends, that you wouldn't accept me. You really do go on, don't you? Yeah, Ravenpaw, it's a bit of a flaw of mine, really. I blush with happiness. I suppose we both do a bit. So, I guess we're stuck with each other then. I guess we are. And she smiles, the brightest smile I've ever seen on her beautiful face. Okay, that was adorable. But also, really not that romantic when you put it like, I guess we're stuck with each other. Who does that? Anyway, it looks like it is time for the final mission of our time on Cat Island that I'm aware of. I mean, I assume this is the end. Ugh, what time is it? Is that the catalogue going off? It's the final piece of research in what I'm assuming is the final chapter, chapter 6. I'm awoken by the sound of my catalogue receiving a message. I squint under my pillow to see Mr. Marigold's name light up the screen. His text is still rather cryptic. I wonder if he knows I've figured out that he's the mysterious messenger. I decide not to tell him for the foreseeable future. Those 3 little kittens are so small and helpless. I don't think they would stand a chance without you to protect them. Keep a watchful eye, Cat Nanny. Aww, that's quite sweet. He's referring to the 3 kittens that Professor Pawpaw decided to hold back when he let the others back into the wild. Why would Mr. Marigold be interested in the kittens? Either way, I've learned to take these messages seriously, so I make a note to check on them in my lunch break today, just to be sure that everything's alright. I decide to take my lunch to the lab. Mrs. Marigold let me make a sandwich out of some leftover ham from last night's meal. Hello, my lovelies. Here you are. 1, 2, 3. All snoring peacefully. I feel relieved and a little foolish for worrying. I suppress a childish giggle and open one of the cages to give the tagged kitty a cuddle. Hello, Sleepy Pants. I carefully stroke him with my finger as he continues to snooze in my hand. Oh, what's this? My finger runs over a little rough lump on the back of his neck, which elicits a small squeal from the plump grey kitten. My heart stops in my chest and I quickly move him to the examination table. I gently blow his soft fur out of the way and catch a glimpse of a bright red gash between his shoulder blades. He was too young to be tagged. It's got infected. Oh no! With trembling hands, I reach for my catalogue to scan his tag so I can erase the information before I remove the chip. Cat, scan failed, no tag found. I try again. Cat, scan failed, no tag found. What is going on? Okay, we've unlocked another piece of research. But I thought that was our final piece. What happened? What happened to the cat? Did we just fail because we didn't do that piece of research earlier on, the one where we got shot for refusing to do it? Is that why we failed? Do you have to do every single, like all 18 of the research missions in order to win? Oh my gosh. I've come to the forest to gather my thoughts. Yeah, I think we need to. This morning I noticed another change in my appearance. Up until now it's been easy to cover up my transition. I just had to keep on top of removing the excess body hair. Even the stub of a tail that appeared a few days ago hasn't been a problem. Who'd see it? But this new development is definitely a turning point. How am I going to explain the fact that my pupils have turned into vertical slits? I can't risk anyone seeing me like this, so I'm going to hide out for a while and see what happens. No, don't hide out, because who will be caring for Raven? Oh, has Raven been released? We're in the deepest part of the forest. It's become our favourite hangout since I ditched the idea of finding an antidote and followed my heart instead. No prizes for guessing where it led me. Straight to Ravenpaw. It took a while to convince her that I was doing the right thing. She said, if you change your mind when it's all too late, you may end up hating me. I don't think we could ever hate you, Raven. You're such a cutie. But I could never hate her. I love her. I just want you to be sure. I'm more than ready to go with you. I know I can leave this cage if you're by my side. And that was it. We left the lab together that night and have been side by side ever since. Skip this one, it's just noise. What do I look like? I'm all spotty. You're such a granny. I'm going to turn it up. Ravenpaw fiddles and paws at my old catalogue until the volume reaches max. I bury my face under my paw. Come on, Wrinkles. Learn to appreciate the classics. I'm just thinking about how I managed to keep my catalogue charged when I'm living in a forest and I'm a cat, but hey, Trust me, I do. This is rehashed rubbish. I shout over the throbbing bass. Ravenpaw laughs and hits me with her tail. Aww. Okay, let's listen to something else. Ravenpaw skips through song after song until she stops at a gentle acoustic guitar, accompanied by soft, soulful, angsty vocals. Better? Much. This is actual music. I feel Ravenpaw gently entwine her tail with mine, and we both purr in time to the thrumming guitar. Okay, that sounds beautiful. It's funny how stressed I got trying to discover an antidote to this. I never dreamed I could be this happy. I could have saved myself a lot of worry. I never thought I was capable of being this happy either, but there's still one thing stopping me from being totally blissful. Oh, what's that? Your terrible taste in tunes? Ooh, burn. I smile and drift off to sleep, feeling happy, safe, and loved. Aww. That was lovely. That really was. Okay, well. Oh, apparently we only got 2 of the 3 successful dates, so one of those things that we said was wrong, and yet somehow we've still managed to romance Ravenpaw, so I'll take it. Right, continue? Continue? Is there more? I don't know. Okay, chapter 6. Guys, the new research assistant has just stepped off the boat. I ran as fast as I could. We already know about their arrival. Had you been on time for the meeting, you would already understand that it doesn't matter anymore. What doesn't matter? I'm afraid you missed the most important point on the agenda, Trix. We've been outvoted. Outvoted? Yeah, sucks to be you. But that's not fair. You can't vote without me present. Apparently we can. I tried to cause a delay, if that's any consolation, my dear. But I was gathering intel to make the vote more informed. I can assure you that the new assistant looks much more promising than any we've had so far. Oh, Kara, you know this plan doesn't work. We've got to stop. We've catified far too many humans already. It is all rather exhausting doing the same thing over and over. And expecting different results. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's the definition of insanity. If you do what you always did, you'll get what you always got. But that's ridiculous. The more we try, the greater the chances of success. Come on, guys, don't quit 5 minutes before the miracle. What if this one is the one? The one who will free us? The one who will figure it all out? Please, I adore you, my dear, but you really are so naive. Figure it all out? Forgive my merriment, but it is all rather amusing. What's so funny about it? I think what Snooty is saying, Kara, is that humans don't seem able to get the right balance to be of much help to us. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Who's Jack? It's true, they burn themselves out with work. Or just laze around all day canoodling with the cats. Or make rash choices they can't take back. So we need to help them get the right balance. I cannot give up without a fair shot at it. Please. I'm with you. I believe if we monitor them more closely, we may have a chance. Murph, you're a gambler. Take one last punt, eh? How can I say no to that angelic face? Hurrah! Revote! Oh man! Well, can't we just get on with it? I'm missing out on some important beauty sleep. Okay, cast your vote. Oh guys, that's the end. We did it. We got the end half measures. We've got missing in action, whoops, missing in action, triple whoops, but we successfully created Caitlin and Trixie, Oliver and Kibbles, and Betty and Ravenpaw. So that's quite lovely really, isn't it?
After all this time and work, I'm kind of sad we didn't get a resolution, you know? Like, to save all the captured kitties and stop this whole operation. I'm not as worried about the antidote, but this all just seems a bit anticlimactic. All because I didn't test on that cat in chapter 3 and instead got shot. Well, win some, lose some, you guess. At least I successfully romanced Ravenpaw.
Anyway, Thank you for joining me on this rather epic adventure through this lovely game. I've really enjoyed my time and I hope you have too. If you want to leave a like on the video or subscribe to the channel to stay up to date, that would be magnificent. But until next time folks, thank you and goodbye!